Kevin Durant participating in a solo workout before Knicks-Nets last night. Steve Nash said he hopes to get KD back in the lineup this week. That's not set in stone, but we could see him as soon as tomorrow. Just 4 minutes into the first quarter last night, though, we had James Harden leaving the game, re-aggravating that right hamstring injury. Remember, it kept him out of action for the last 2 games. He did not return last night. Unclear if he will be back tomorrow or how long he might be out. The Nets did escape with a 2-point win over the Knicks thanks to Kyrie. Highlights like you saw at the top of the show, that created a 40-piece. They're now 23-6 with at least 2 of their stars in the lineup since Harden was acquired. So, Richard, are the Nets good enough to weather the injuries they're dealing with? Or does this time lost, is it going to have an effect that we see come back to haunt them in the playoffs?
Well, that's based off the superstars. You see when they have 1 or 2, they're very, very good. When they have 3, obviously they're going to be stars. But ultimately, I think they have weathered these injuries. And it's sad that James Harden, literally the game before before Kevin Durant is possibly about to come back, is when he goes out with a hamstring injury.
I mean, look, they are going to weather the injuries in the regular season, but I do have concerns because the playoffs are in the near future, and one thing that you have to have is chemistry. We all know that James Harden and Kyrie and KD could go out there and get buckets at any given time, but the chemistry is for the others, how they're going to fit in, because I'm watching Jeff Green, who's playing phenomenal right now. Joe Buckets, Joe Harris, whatever you want to call him, he's putting in work right now. So to have the big 3 all together at one time is going to affect the others. I want to see how that's going to be because you need the chemistry. You need guys being stars in their role, knowing when they're going to get the ball, knowing how to play off the ball, knowing each other, knowing guys' tendencies and things to that nature. So the way that the Bucks are playing right now, the way that the 76ers are looking, I mean, you know, they have to have their chemistry because the Nets are not a clear-cut favorite to come out of the Eastern Conference.
Well, Kendrick is a good point about the other guys on the team, right? Because I keep falling back on Kevin Durant, and James Harden. They've still got chemistry from back when you played with them in Oklahoma City. They have a long history together to know how each other played. But the fact is, the other guys maybe don't. And when you look at these numbers, remember, James Harden was traded January 14th. Today is April 6th. They have only played 7 games together, Richard. And I don't know if as long as they're all playing for that 1 month of conference finals, they're good, but I don't know.
Well, and I agree with what Perk is saying. But the teams that he said, they wouldn't possibly play until the conference finals or the conference semi.
Just that last month.
So the goal is that you would want them to play 5-10 games together at the end of the season. You want everybody to be healthy, and even let's say the first round they play 5 games. Okay, well, now you're talking about 10, 15 games of just consistent grouping. But there's been the same thing, similar things that happened in Philly. Now, I know they have, they've had continuity because those group guys have been together. But, Joel Embiid has missed the last month. So I think they need to get their chemistry and get back to their rhythm, not necessarily chemistry. So I think a lot of teams are dealing with the same with the Lakers.
Yeah, no, that is certainly true. We will see how long James Harden is out for. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.